So if you find you've got shockingly tight hips and you're feeling a little bit of pain and discomfort in like the knees or the likes of the lower back, then your body is starting to break down and age. And so in this video, I'm going to show you a couple of things to be able to help you out. So first things first, what is the real problem here? So if you have to sit down a lot during your day, maybe you've also done weight training now for a number of years and you're moving towards the age of 40 and beyond, then you're probably already suffering from tight joints and maybe a little bit of pain in other areas. If this is you, then you're probably in the mindset of this being a part of the aging process. And I'm here to tell you that that is a load of nonsense. Reason being is age is just a number, and I'm going to show you why that's true. You don't have tight, painful joints because of your age. You have these problems because of the following three reasons. Number one is reduced movement. The thing is, when we're young, we are full of energy and spend a great deal of time moving around. But as we become adults, we typically end up moving significantly less. The less we move over time, the more we become weaker and lose both tissue strength and elasticity. Put simply, you don't use it, you lose it. Two is poor exercise. If you've been lifting heavy weights over the years and loaded your body in one angle, moving forwards and backwards, and you've not trained your body in the other two dimensions of movement, frontal plane, side to side, and a transverse plane, rotation, then you'll be strong in some domains, but very weak in others. Remember, strength is always contextual. So you'll get strong in areas that you practice, but you'll get weak in areas that you neglect. And three is sitting down for long periods. If you're the kind of person who sits down for the overwhelming majority of your day and have been now for, let's say, the last 10 years, then your body will both be weaker and tighter as you lack the strength, control, and poor posture, which forces your body then to lock up to stop you from then getting injured. Basically put, you are starting to deteriorate. So the truth is, it's got nothing to do really with your age as the reason why you are tight. It's mainly down to the fact that you've just simply lost control. You no longer have the range of motion to be able to get into certain positions, and even if you can get there, your body certainly does not trust you. So let me give you two examples of what the issues could be and what you can do about it. Your quadratus lumborum muscle, or QL, is a small muscle that basically sits on top of the pelvis, on the iliac crest. It then runs alongside the lower back, so the lumbar vertebrae, and then it attaches then to the lowest rib. When sitting for long periods, or if you avoid lateral hip and spine movements during your exercise, then the QL muscle often becomes tight and can become painful when you're twisting or side bending. So it starts to lock up because it doesn't trust you moving from side to side or in rotation. So let's jump into the studio now and I'll show you what we can do about it. So if we are sitting down, remember, for long periods of time, or we don't do a great deal of movements in the gym by going side to side, laterally the torso or stepping out, then there's a good chance we're going to have a tight lower QL muscle there. So we're going to attack that now. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get ourselves into almost like a side plank position. And so from there, what we want to do is from the foot, okay, yeah, the hip and the shoulder, we want to try and bring all of that into one nice straight line there. So we come into one nice straight line. We bring the hand as close to the hip there on the inside as you can, okay, and really kind of push up your chest in that position. So you feel like a nice like stretch down here. So then what we're going to then do is bring over then the opposite foot. Okay, yeah, going to bring that across that leg there. Okay, and we're just going to use that like as a bit of a prop to help guide us. Now from here, a good way to get into the stretches, you might not kind of feel this to start with. So what we're going to look to do is to lift ourselves up. You can place the pressure into the foot and into the hand there. We're just going to lift ourselves up like so. Get into that position so it's almost like a side plank. And then we're just going to come down, but really focusing on keeping that straight line laterally there. Keeping that straight line, and you just almost feel like a bit of a stretch there coming right into the lower back, okay? And so from that point, we're then going to go into like the mobility aspect to this now. So it's not a stretch, it's mobility. So from here, we're now going to go into like a little bit of rotation. So by placing your hand on your knee, you can use that just to help guide you around. And we're trying to move the hips around in that position like so. So you'll feel like a little bit of a nice light stretch. And then as you move and mobilize it, if your QL is tight, you're really going to start to feel this now. Okay, so you're getting into that position there, just mobilize it, do around 3 or 4 reps. Okay, once that's done, come back out of it, go back down again to the side, get like nice little bit of a bite on it at that point, and again, come round and across, round and across. Okay, yeah, so we're just starting to move it now in that rotation as well as the lateral aspect to the QL muscle there as well. Okay then, so that's it there. You're just kind of really mobilizing up and back down. Remember, we're not stretching by just holding a stretch there. We're trying to melt down that area. Okay, yeah, so we're moving it around a lot, okay? So once obviously you've done one side, I would give it a good 60 seconds or just utilize it for as long as you feel as though you need it. So if you feel it's very, very tight there for a long period, then just kind of keep going until it starts to ease and it starts to feel better, okay? Go on to one side, then go on to the other. You may find that one side is a lot tighter than the other, and that's absolutely fine. Obviously, pay more attention to the side that's got a lot more tension there. Okay, so get yourself into that, spend a good amount of time into it, and when you find that if you stand up and you feel like all a little bit jelly, then that's a good kind of spot to be, because it means that you've really hit the spot there at that point. Now that we've explored the QL muscle, we're going to move on to the posterior chain, because 99% of people will neglect this movement that I'm going to show you shortly. Basically, it's deep flexion single leg work. So we're going to jump back to the studio and I'm going to show you what we can do with that. So what we're going to be looking to do now is to really kind of get into the deeper aspects of the hips and really kind of hit as well and attack that posterior chain, which is down the back side of the body here. So we're going to mobilize the hips in kind of in the flexion area, but then we're also then going to really kind of help to really elongate and get to work as well on the posterior chain to try and center it up at the same time. So this is the thing with mobility now, which is what we're looking to do is to really kind of load and lengthen to control the area and really kind of get that area moving and the joints moving better again, but then also to really focus on those chain of muscles that work well with that. So we want to be working with them, get those chain of muscles to be nice and strong. So not only are we kind of flexible and mobile in that area, but we're also strong in there as well, okay? So that's the whole point of all of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into like a number of different ways that we can do this, okay? So I'll give you the easier version first. So in terms of like the lizard mobs, what we're going to look to do is we're going to get into like a press up position. And then from here, we're going to bring one foot up, okay? We want to look to bring the foot on line with the hand there, like so, okay? And you're just going to drop then the back knee. You're not going to rest it. You're just going to drop it down there and just going to feel a stretch deep into that back hip here on this side, okay? And so that's what we're looking for there. Once we've got into that position, what we're then going to do is then look to then stand up onto this foot, okay? So from here, we're in that position there. We want to bring this arm out the way and then stand up, keep it on the same leg, stepping back, hands come back down into the foot again, bring the foot back, and then we're going to go again. Bringing the foot up, get ready to stand up, standing up like so, and then coming back down, back so like that. Okay, so with getting into that position there, you're going to feel deep stretch in the hips, okay? Yeah, but also then at the same time is we're loading that posterior chain by then standing up on that single leg, okay? So that's where the kind of exercise then comes into it as well. So obviously stay on one side, okay? Yeah, so one side's doing all of the work. Do around about 10 to 15 repetitions and then swap over, then going on to the other side, okay? Now, if you want to get deeper into the hips, okay, you can also do it as well, the same position, but for the elbows. So to do that, all we're going to look to do is go into almost like a plank position there, and then from here, we're going to then bring the foot up to that position there. So we're right sinking deep now into the hips, then onto your hands, stand up, back down, into the plank, so onto your elbows, bringing the leg back, and then go again. Up, stand up, back down, elbows, back in. Okay, so that's obviously a lot deeper of a stretch there to really get in. If you're finding that it's not really kind of hitting the mark for you, if you do that with just using your hands down on the ground, okay? Yeah, so a couple of ways that you can do that, just to obviously progress it if you feel as though you need be, all right? So remember, we're trying to get in there, deep stretch, but mobilize, but then also at the same time is to work those muscles so we start to get the strength in it, we start to get the control, and that's exactly what mobility is all about. So have a go with that one there, like I say, 10 to 15 reps each side. And do that a couple of times, you know, do that throughout the whole of the week and you'll see a big difference if you are struggling with that. Okay then team, so have a good one, catch you soon. So when we look at those two examples there, if we do not address them, then all that will happen is your hips will remain restricted, which will then move into your lower back overcompensating. It will make your movements a lot less efficient. And then you will also have then a problem with feeling general stiffness, pain, and your body will feel heavy over time. In essence, this is what starts to make you feel older than you already are. What you also might have just noticed about those two examples that I've given you is that we didn't do any stretching per se. We didn't hold a position for a long period of time and just stay there. Reason being is stretching will not work. It's not about flexibility. It's about your ability to be able to access a movement in a position and a range and then be able to get yourself back out of it again. So if you are actually unsure whether your hips are tight, or if you've tried those couple of exercises that I've gone through today with you and you found that you've struggled to get into the position, or you are shaking and feel a lot of stiffness and even pain there, then I've got something that will be able to help you. So I've just created a 7-day free mobility program. It will help you step by step to show you whether your hips are really tight and how you can help yourself step by step to overcome those problems and those issues. So if you want to access my free 7-day mobility program, then all you need to do is go to the description below and just comment the word hips and I will send you the link. So good luck and I'll see you on the next one.